The new Network Aggregation Operator calculates the cost or carbon emissions per unit of a product for a specific location and period by rolling up the cost or emissions incurred throughout the supply chain. Network aggregation enables you to estimate profit margins, analyse profitability, and evaluate sustainability at a granular level. It helps planners make tactical decisions about sourcing and transit routes, and even considers macroeconomic factors like inflation. The operator transfers cost or carbon emissions of materials from an upstream node to downstream nodes of a supply network, using the quantities of material flowing through it. This simplified example shows cost rates for transportation, production, external procurement, and inventory maintenance. The operator calculates the unit cost of wooden boards at the suppliers based on the external procurement cost rate. Then it calculates the unit cost of the components at the main and auxiliary plants, adding any transportation costs and offsetting the unit cost by any transport lead time. Next, the operator calculates the unit cost of the standard board at the auxiliary plant, adding the production cost. Then it calculates the unit cost of the standard board at the main plant, combining the unit cost of boards produced there and boards sourced from the auxiliary plant, weighting the unit cost by the respective receipt quantities of the boards. Next, it calculates the unit cost of product 1 at the main plant and then at the distribution centre. The operator also considers the cost of material held in the inventory at the location in a specific period to calculate the costs in subsequent periods. To roll up cost, select the Network Aggregation Operator template in the Application Jobs app and specify a planning area, version, and optionally a scenario. Next, select a profile configured for your planning area. Specify a planning horizon by selecting an offset and duration with the same periodicity as defined in the profile. You can configure your cost rollup profiles using the Configure Cost Rollup app. There's a similar app for configuring carbon emissions, also for use with the Network Aggregation Operator job. First, specify a planning area and a periodicity. The periodicity is the time profile level at which the calculation for cost rollup is executed. Specify the target key figure where the calculation result will be stored, then add the input key figures for the operator, either stored or calculated. For local cost, you can specify a calculated key figure that consolidates all the cost incurred locally for a product at a location in a period, including the cost of production, transportation, external procurement, and initial inventory. You can configure such key figures in the Key Figure Calculations app. When configuring the input key figures, you're not limited to cost rate key figures for the optimizer. You can use your own as input to calculate a real cost estimate. These are the results of executing the Network Aggregation Operator application job on the network shown earlier. The aggregated unit cost of birch and maple at the two suppliers is the same as their external procurement cost rate. As we move down the supply chain, various costs are added, weighted by their respective supply quantity, until we get the cost of product 1 at the distribution centre. This increases in March due to an increase in the cost of maple at the local wood supplier. There's a lag between the increases because of lead time. The operator can also evaluate which share of the unit cost of a finished product is due to production, transportation, etc. For more information, see SAP Help Portal for SAP IBP. Best practices content, including key figures, profiles and sample data, is also available for the cost roll-up.